not bad for a running back. But yeah, offensive line did a great job. I barely had pressure. Receivers did a great job of getting open, catching the ball, scoring a touchdown. That's what it's all about, and that's what we did today.
Lamar Jackson with a stellar performance on Sunday for the Baltimore Ravens in the first game of his second season, one of the obvious surprises of Week 1. Will it make the list of today's draft? And the draft, most surprising story from Week 1. Peter picks first, Chris picks second, and I guess that makes me third. Peter, you're up.
Lamar Jackson throws more touchdown passes, 5, than he has rushes, 3. The Baltimore Ravens and Greg Roman have turned this quarterback, who everybody thought was Bobby Douglas, go look that up, kids, who everybody thought was Bobby Douglas, into a real legitimate threat from the pocket.
Yeah, hard to argue that. I think that might have been my first pick, too. I mean, all we were talking about was, this run game from the Ravens, and it was anything but the story of the game. It was all about Lamar Jackson's arm and his accuracy and some of those deep balls and everything like that. I did check the rule book, guys. The Dolphins are allowed to put a free safety in the middle of the field from time to time to stop some of those bombs. I checked it. It is legal. Okay, my next one, I think I'm going to go to Dallas with Kellen Moore. I think that's a surprise, one of the most surprising things I saw in Week 1. I mean, we talk so much about the Dallas Cowboys. The team's built around the O-line. Oh, Kellen Moore, he's unproven. What can he do? He's only learned under their last OC. I'm blanking on his name, Mike. What the hell is his name?
Scott Linehan.
Scott Linehan, thank you very much. I mean, what can he bring to the offense? He's a first-time play caller, and what he brought to the offense was a whole new fresh look and aggressive passing plays down the field, play action passes that were phenomenal, kept the Giants off balance on first and second down like we haven't seen from that Cowboys offense, and then just that Dak Prescott and the weapons that are available to him, Randall Cobb, Gallup, Amari Cooper, it was phenomenal. So I got to say Kellen Moore and that passing offense for the Cowboys, one of the most surprising things I saw from Week 1.
You know, it's funny, after the game, Kellen Moore told reporters that Jerry Jones had always called him Keelan Moore, and he said, now he calls me Kellen. I think he's going to be calling him Mr. Moore after what he did for the offense Week 1. I got to go back to what we talked about not that long ago with what happened in Cleveland, the Titans blowing the Browns off the field, and I know that it all fell apart in the fourth quarter, and it was a close game in the third quarter, but to see 43-13 is jarring as the outcome of the Week 1 game between the Tennessee Titans and the Cleveland Browns. People were pegging the Browns for the playoffs and putting the Titans at the bottom of the AFC South. And Mike Vrabel has shown that he has that ability to coach his team into a spot where they play up to the level of the competition. The danger is they also play down to the level of the competition. They need consistency. But for Week 1, the Titans looked great, and it was a stunner to see them, number one, even score 43 points in any game, but also to beat the Browns by 30 points on their own turf.
Yeah, hard to argue that, Mike. You're right. That was definitely one of the shockers of the weekend. I mean, we were all tuned in to see OBJ, Landry, and Baker Mayfield, and it didn't work out so good.
Peter, round 2.
I will start round 2. I'll start round 2, and I'll give you this one. How many people thought that the Cincinnati Bengals, who, you're right, Mike, we've talked nothing about them through the entire offseason, but particularly Andy Dalton, who everybody wonders, is he going to be one and done with Zach Taylor, the new coach? His first game in a new offense, he goes to the hardest place in the NFL to play, Seattle. He throws for 418 without A.J. Green. That is my number 2 pick.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the stories. I mean, I think most people thought they were going to get run out of the gym, on Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks, and it was anything but that. It was the Seahawks hanging on by the skin of their teeth, and that was good for Zach Taylor. He tore that defense up with Andy Dalton. Okay, I'm going to go with last night. The Raiders offense. I'm going to just go with the whole Raiders organization. I mean, come on. I got to give John Gruden credit, all right? I mean, he built some of this, dysfunction that they've had there over the whole offseason with Antonio Brown. Yeah, is he responsible for that? But he's also responsible for his team coming out last night and playing very good football, playing tough, out-competing the Broncos. Really, there was no point during the game where I thought, the Broncos are in control of this. They might come back and win this. The Raiders controlled it from get-go and really never relinquished that. And I got to give John Gruden credit. And then, Antonio Brown, what's this offense going to look like? Oh, it looked damn good because Derek Carr looked damn good. He was on point, and they showed they still have some other weapons in the offense to go along, with Derek Carr. Darren Waller there, the tight end. Here's a rifle down the middle for the touchdown on the first drive. 3rd and 1, bomb call, bombed over the top by John Gruden. They got to give them credit for that. They did a great job, the Raiders, and I didn't expect them to win, and they won handedly.
Now, I expected them to get blown off the field because I thought there were too many distractions, too many issues with Antonio Brown. And remember, they were saying last week when everything was in flux, the coaching staff is preparing as if Antonio Brown's going to play, everything's fine. Friday, it looks like he's going to play. Saturday, all hell breaks loose. I got to give John Gruden a lot of credit for getting these guys focused on the task at hand.
Right.
There was a lot of this going on, right? Knock on wood if you're with me. They were with him last night. All right, hey. This was the stunner to me of the week beyond the Titans blowout victory. When we walked into the viewing room on Sunday, we were having a discussion about all the backup quarterbacks in the NFL, and it was pointed out by James Kaminsky that the Jaguars' backup is Gardner Minshew II. Now, this was before the games even started, and we all had a big laugh. Gardner Minshew II, one snap away from becoming the Jaguars' quarterback, and within 90 minutes, Gardner Minshew II was the Jaguars' quarterback, and he completed 22 of 25 passes, 88% completion rate. Now, it came against the Kansas City Chiefs, so, it's not like you're going to pull out the victory, but there's hope now. There's this weird, vague sense that, with Nick Foles out, maybe this Gardner Minshew kid who finished 5th in the Heisman voting at Washington State last year, maybe he can make something happen for the Jaguars. The players believe in him. They traded for Josh Dobbs yesterday to be the backup to Minshew, so it's not like they're going to throw Minshew overboard for someone else. I'm kind of intrigued by what Gardner Minshew can do. And, Chris, I know you didn't like the Wyatt Earp mustache that Aaron Rodgers had. Minshew's got it, baby, and I hope he keeps it.
And Mike, he was impressive, like you said. I because of the way he played, it gives me hope that they can still salvage the season until Nick Foles get back. We know they got a defense; they're gonna have to run the ball. He's not Nick Foles, but he certainly was good enough to move that offense. That game was 23-13, and they were driving and getting ready to score again. And Leonard Fournette fumbled on the 20-yard line, and that's kind of when the wheels fell apart. So that was encouraging for sure. Peter, you're up, right? Next pick. I want to see who you got here.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons' absolute no-show job.
Damn you.
With 10 minutes left at Minnesota. They are down 28-0. I mean, how is it possible that Matt Ryan with the intergalactic numbers and Julio Jones with the intergalactic contract and a defense that's supposed to be pretty well fortified, how are they down by 28 on the road in the first game of the season with 10 minutes to go? This was when I wrote this on Monday, I don't want to put Dan Quinn in the hot seat after 1 week. But all I can say is this is a 500 team since they lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. A 500 team. And they do not have an owner who wants to be the owner of a 500 team. So the Atlanta Falcons better turn it around.
Man, I'm mad at you. Why did we invite you on the show today? Because that was going to be my third pick, and I'm so mad. I was going to start.
Well, use Adam Vinatieri then.
Well, that was a good one. Actually, did not even write that down. That is actually very good.
Don't help him, Peter.
You know what?
I like it when he squirms.
I won't use it, but yes, I was going to go with Matt Ryan too because that was a shocker of the day. I mean, he laid an egg. Their team laid an egg, and really, like Dan Quinn said, in all three phases, it was not good. Okay, I'm not going to do that, even though the Vinatieri one's good. I'll leave that for you, Mike, in case you want it, because I'm torn in between Bears offense and Josh Allen. Because if you told me Josh Allen was going to be down 16 points in New York for week one, I would have said, ooh, that's not good. But I think the most surprise still to me is the Bears offense. I mean, the Bears offense, Mitchell Trubisky, year 2 in the system, Matt Nagy, offensive, he's getting on that realm and with the conversation where everybody thinks, ooh, he's one of the best offensive play callers in football. Got weapons around him, just just so much talk about the offense in general. And not that I expected it to go out there and be the greatest show on turf and have 550 yards and be all over the place. But to lay an egg the way they did and then to only score 3 points, yeah, that was a shocker to me. I mean, yes, and I know Green Bay played good defense, but there's just too much talent and too good of a play caller on the Bears side for me to have ever believed that they would only score 3 points on the opening game of the NFL season.
Now, I was ready in this spot to take the Vikings having Kirk Cousins throw the ball only 10 times on Sunday, and that would have given me an opportunity to say the Vikings have finally figured out how to properly use Kirk Cousins as little as possible. But I said it yesterday. It would be mean-spirited to say it 2 days in a row,
yeah,
so I'm
but
glad
you said
I
it
didn't pick that one.
anyways. You said it anyways, though. Okay?
That was kind of the point.
Yeah.
You're the master of nuance, let me tell you that.
Jeez.
So I'm going with the Sunday night game. What the hell? Who expected the Patriots to blow the Steelers off the field? Chris, you thought the Steelers were going to win the game. The Patriots, they start slowly. The time you want to get them is in September.
You're right.
The preseason, it's not enough time. There's not enough time to get these guys ready. They're never ready. They're not ready. Oh, they were ready on Sunday night. And either these are the same old Patriots and the Steelers are just really going to be horrible this year, or the Patriots are already in postseason form week 1 of the 2019 regular season, guys.
Yeah, they were. I mean, holy crap.
Part of that story.
Sorry, go ahead, Peter.
Part of that story has to be the fact that, no matter what anybody in Pittsburgh wants to say, the missing Antonio Brown in the last game of the season against Cincinnati and in the first game of this season against the New England Patriots, they haven't shown they could be explosive without Antonio Brown. So that is a huge, huge task for them to get ready to do, or else they're not going to win that division.
Hey, and I agree with you, Peter. A lot of passes thrown by Ben Roethlisberger that were missing the mark, and you didn't see a lot of that with Antonio Brown. And these other receivers have got to step up, or it's going to be a long year for Pittsburgh. All right, we've got to take a break. And put the recap on the screen. I don't think I have time to go through it all, but for anybody who's watching on TV, they at least will get a chance to see what our picks were. And we'll post the full video at profootballtalk.com as well if you missed any of it. I think it was a good draft today. I think everybody did a good job. Let's call it a draw. A 3-way draw, if that's even possible. When we return,
a draw.
We'll talk more about
Get
that.
Out of here.
Okay, I won. The Monday Night Football game between the Raiders and the Broncos, one of the stunners from the draft, and the fact that the Raiders held it together really is surprising. We'll talk more about that right after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.